These are the results.
A moment forever etched in the Kenyan history.
Kaparo Francis, 101 votes. Marende Kenneth, 105.
When the difference of just 4 votes crowned then a Mwai Member of Parliament, the Honorable Kenneth Marende, as Speaker of the National Assembly, climaxing a day-long showdown of complex political chess between factions allied to President Mwai Kibaki and those of his main political rival, Honorable Raila Odinga. So how did the events of this day pan out? The Hansard documents that the 10th Parliament was convening for its first sitting on that day, Tuesday, the 15th of January 2008 at 2:30 p.m.
So what are your own impressions of what's happened in Kenya?
It's very sad.
This was incidentally happening only 5 days after collapse of the Kibaki-Raila peace talks under then chief mediator, who was the African Union chairperson and Ghana's president, His Excellency John Kufuor.
Honorable members,
On that day, Kibaki took his seat at the chair of state as Odinga, Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, the rest of the House and indeed the entire country awaited the events of this big day in bated breath. Tension had been building up in the House, but would begin to unfold in the chamber after the clerk, then Mr. Samuel Ndindiri, called the House to order for crucial business of election of National Assembly Speaker, after he had laid the list of all the newly elected members of Parliament on the table of the House. The clerk then informed the House that the list did not contain the names of members-elect for Kamukunji, Kilgoris and Wajir North constituencies, who are yet to be elected, as well as the 12 nominated members who are yet to be gazetted. He nevertheless indicated that Section 56, subsection 2 of the Constitution at the time provided for the National Assembly business to proceed notwithstanding such vacancies. The clerk went on to say, and I quote, "Acting under the powers conferred to me by Standing Order number 4-3, I, Samuel Ndindiri, on the 7th of January 2008, invited interested persons and subsequently issued nomination papers for the election of Speaker on the first meeting of this National Assembly. The completed nomination forms were to be returned to me on Friday, the 11th of January 2008. At the deadline of the return of the forms, 5 candidates submitted their completed forms. They had fulfilled the requirements and were consequently validly nominated. In alphabetical order, the candidates are Honorable Kausai Francis Xavier Olekaparo, Honorable Kihoro Wanyiri, Honorable Marende Kenneth, Honorable Ndile Kalembe, and Honorable Njoki Dongo. The clerk then indicated that voting would be by secret ballot, and that was when the contentions of the day began. Then Ugenya MP-elect, the Honorable James Orengo, rose on a point of order to challenge the undertaking of election by secret ballot. The Hansard documents, and I quote, "I have gone through my version of the standing orders of 2002, and I do not see anywhere it says that voting shall be by secret ballot." The second issue, which I will revisit, is where it says that voting will be in alphabetical order. Or is someone being preferred to come first before others? We are here as honorable members of the National Assembly. End of quote.
Honorable members,
The Hansard documents that the clerk took note of Honorable Orengo's point of order and explained to the House that he had no authority to reply to points of order because he was not elected by the House. Citing the House standing orders, the clerk then clarified that once an honorable member had the ballot paper, and for the convenience of the House, the member was to proceed to vote, stressing that voting should be in secret. Kibaki and Odinga were the first to vote, as the rest of the members went on to cast their ballots amid routine banters here and there as the voting went on.
I'll be able to announce the results.
And it was eventually time to count the votes. At first round, Kaparo garnered 99 votes, while Marende got 104. Kalembe got 2, while Kihoro and Njoki got 0, while 2 votes were declared as spoilt. The clerk explained that the winner had to get 2/3 majority, being 148 votes, and that since none of the candidates had received the said number, the election went to round 2, where Kaparo garnered 102 votes, while Marende got 104, with Kihoro getting 1 vote, while Kalembe and Njoki got 0, as 2 votes were again declared as spoilt. This outcome prompted the clerk to announce a 3rd round of voting for the 2 top candidates, where the one who got the majority would be declared the winner.
Kaparo Francis, 101 votes. Marende Kenneth, 105.
Mimi Kenneth Marende naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu.
After that oath, Marende assumed the seat of Speaker and delivered his maiden speech before presiding over the election of Deputy Speaker, where the candidates were Lagdera MP-elect, the Honorable Farah Maalim, and his Central Imenti counterpart, the Honorable Gitobu Imanyara. At close of the ballot, Honorable Farah was elected Deputy Speaker with 110 votes, against Honorable Gitobu's 94. But Marende was not out of the woods yet. He would face his first acid test as Speaker when he went on to preside over the swearing-in of the newly elected members. Honorable Orengo yet again rose on a point of order, contesting the oath of allegiance, posing the question of to whom members were to swear their allegiance as president, since the presidential election outcome was still in dispute. He asked, and I quote, "Do I swear allegiance to Honorable Raila Odinga, or I swear allegiance to Honorable Mwai Kibaki?"
In the eyes of the Electoral Commission, in the words of the chairman of that commission, he does not know who the President of the Republic of Kenya is. So it's a matter which, Mr. Speaker, sir, you cannot close your eyes to, particularly if you want us to swear allegiance to the President.
Speaker Marende ruled, and I quote, "My interpretation is that the form of this oath has been validly enacted, provided for by the statute, and has been administered previously, and we have no reason not to administer it tonight in the form it is." End of quote. He went on to direct that Kibaki would be the first to take oath of allegiance as member for Othaya. Followed by Honorable Odinga for Langata constituency. And then the rest of the members in the alphabetical order of their names, beginning with Honorable Ababu Namwamba.
Naapa ya kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Rais Amolo Raila Odinga.
You will have to take the oath in the form in which it is prescribed.
Events of this day proved extremely crucial in de-escalating the political tensions in the country and laid the groundwork for for subsequent peace talks between Kibaki and Raila under the leadership of former United Nations Secretary General and chairperson of the panel of eminent African personalities, Kofi Annan, that birthed the Grand Coalition government, with Kibaki as president, Kalonzo as vice president, and then Right Honorable Raila Odinga as prime minister, deputized by Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta and Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Four years later, in his farewell speech, Kibaki spoke about the 10th Parliament in high regard.
It will be the responsibility of the 11th Parliament to continue with these efforts of keeping the executive accountable. It is important, however, that this process is conducted in an atmosphere of mutual trust and decorum.
Mr. President, I like your style. Watu wanasema maneno mingi na wananyamaza tu. Na Wakenya wanasema maneno zaidi. Endelea kunyamaza na kuongoza.